Hey everyone, it's John here, and I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a good day. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. We have been really busy today. My wife cooked a wonderful meal, and then she went with one of my children over to her mother's house to see her brother and to take her mother some food. And we have been busy packaging stuff. We had 18 items go out that'll be going out tomorrow. One of the items that I sold a steering wheel out of a 1993 Chevy Vandura. It was a ton of work to get packaged and to Whoa, that was a lot of work. It's a really big item. I had to use an 18 by 18 box. I put two of them together, and the item itself is like 30 inches tall. So it was a ton of work to get boxed up. But man, it worked out perfectly. I actually threw a couple pieces of styrofoam away, and my wife, she's kind of a hoarder, and she's seen that I had them in the dumpster. So she actually pulled them out, put them in the basement, and they worked perfect. I've got it kind of because like the shaft is like that big around, and then the steering wheel was like that big around. So I like took a piece of cardboard, real thick stuff that I have that's corrugated, cut a hole in the middle of it, and kind of made like a plate that sets on top of the two pieces of styrofoam. Kind of makes like a little crate in there so the shaft doesn't move around like this. And so yeah, it's packaged. It's sitting in the right over there on the floor. It's getting ready to go out, and that was a consignment item. It's one of the items that it's a deal I have with one of the local junkyards. I get items from the guy, friend of mine, and we sell them on eBay. We've had this item since the summer. It took forever. I had it listed at $1,000, and today I'm like, today is your lucky day, people. I think I took, I don't know what, 25% off of offer or something like that, or 20% or something like that. And he ended up getting a really good deal on it. It's going all the way to New York, and I am going to email the guy and just touch base with him and let him know that it came out of a van, that essentially what I said in the listing, that I was selling the steering column, the steering wheel. It's got an airbag in it. I said, but none of the electronics on it have been tested. I want to make sure that he's okay with that so that I don't get a return, because it's going to cost a freaking fortune to ship this thing out to him. I'm sure that that's probably going to be about $70, and I don't want to have to ship it to him for $70 and then him get it and not want it, ship it back to me. So one of the things that I like to do is when I have an item that might have an issue or does have an issue, definitely if you sell an item that's as is, reach out to your buyer and touch base with them about that and say, look, I'm selling you this XYZ. Like I have a VCR and I list it for parts or repair at 8 tapes. And a person bought it. I said, hey, this VCR eats tapes. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, obviously you didn't read the title, or you didn't read the item description, but that's okay. And they go, no, I don't want it. So I just saved myself some money there, because it was as is for parts or repair, said in the title that it ate tapes, said in the description that it ate tapes, and they completely ignored all that, and they were going to buy it and probably watch some of their, could you imagine sending a VCR to someone that ate tapes, and they put like their child's like ballerina tape in there, or put like grandma's last birthday in there, and it's, and it eats that tape? That would be absolutely horrible. But that's why I always have the policy that if I am going to be selling something that has an issue with it, that I like to reach out and touch base with them. And it's been absolutely crazy. People on eBay absolutely do not read. I've had some problems lately. In fact, this year has been worse than any other year. I've actually received 4 negative feedbacks for the whole year. I have 4. One's getting ready to fall off next year early on, like in January. But the last one that I had gotten a bad feedback for is that we actually sold a sign, and it was a long metal sign, yay long, and my wife packed it in between several pieces of that really thick cardboard and taped it up really good, slid it into a Mylar bag, and shipped it. And the guy said that he messaged me, and he goes, it's very poor packaging, and said that it got damaged in shipping. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry about that. I said, please open up a return and send it back. And I never heard back from the guy. And I guess I was like, well, who knows? Maybe it wasn't as bad as he was saying. So he left me a negative feedback, and he said that it was a very poor packing job. And I replied, and I've become pretty creative. They give you a lot of opportunity to write feed in the feedback. So I use every bit of that I can to kind of explain my side of it. And I said it was a metal sign packed between multiple layers of cardboard. The item was shipped with insurance. We offered to accept a full refund for this item once returned. The buyer never communicated back any other desire. Hope you feel better now that you have left your appropriate feedback. We have sold nearly 100,000 items on eBay and sold way over $1 million. We 100% know how to appropriately package items. We can't stop the postal carriers from damaging them. We did all we could do for you. And that's the deal. Like I can package something. I could sell this flashlight. I could package it in a box or whatever. But if somebody behind me packages an anvil and they ship an anvil through the post office and they both go up the conveyors, mine going in front and it falls off, and then their anvil falls off and lands right on top of my box or my sign or whatever, that there is absolutely nothing I can do about that. It's going to get damaged no matter how good you package an item. It's still absolutely going to get damaged in shipping. So my policy going forward is something along the lines of I no longer give refunds for items. My plan is that if you want a refund, you've got to send the item back, and that's if you send the item back, I'll give you all of your money back, and I'll even give you original shipping back. And that's, because people are just hinting and wanting partial refunds to the point to where it's absolutely just getting ridiculous. So I have 4 negative feedbacks. I have 4 neutral feedbacks, and I've got 1,015 feedbacks for the year. So less than 1% of my customers are unhappy with the way I do business, and there's nothing I'm willing to do about that. I'm not willing to give them free money because the post office damaged the items, because my thing is, if the post office damaged your item, there's free insurance on that. Let's file an insurance postal claim, and we can get you your money back. And that's the way I feel. The second one that I had actually gotten was the same type of situation, that it was a VCR tape. If you've noticed, a lot of this stuff is collectible items. If you sell widgets that are flashlights, it's utilitarian, it's got a utility purpose, you ship it, people gets it, it's a flashlight. If it lights up, people tend to be pretty happy with that. And they're not really calling. They're going to message you back to complain. But when it comes to collectible stuff, people have an expectation, and I get that. And we work really hard to package our stuff in a way. But you're going to see that when you sell a lot of collectible stuff, you're going to start getting horrible feedback because those people have huge expectations. And it's really, even as good as we are, and we're good, it's really hard to meet those expectations without passing up a ton of merchandise. That's the question. Do you go, man, there's a little tick right here on this flashlight. That's not going to matter to a flashlight customer, but say this is a one-of-a-kind collectible flashlight, and there's a little tick right there. You have to ask yourself, am I going to be able to sell this flashlight to a guy that's going to be like, oh, it says in the description there's a little thing right there, or in the photo there's a little thing right there, but is he going to get it and not read anything? Anyways, I'm rambling now. I just wanted to say I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching. You guys have a good day. God bless. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and I'll try to answer them in a future video.